Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Sydney Sherwood. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to start off by telling us a little about your musical background?
Yeah, so I got into music when I was pretty young. I always loved music from a really young age, and I feel like I attribute that to my parents. They kind of exposed me to a very wide variety of different genres of music. And when I was 10, I started to sing and play guitar, and then when I was 13, I started writing my own music and recording, and I'm here now. I'm 19. And I've recorded and I play out places now, obviously not now because of COVID, but yeah, that's kind of my musical background and how I got started, and I love it and it's my passion.
Awesome. And tell us a little about your new EP, Headspace. It's really full of emotion.
Yeah, I was so excited to finally release this. Brian Craddock and I from Daughtry, we had been working on it for a year now. In February, we started working on Creep. We actually did that single pre-pandemic, and then March, everything went like crazy. And we decided that we were going to turn it into a full record. And I love how it came out. Every single song has such a personal meaning to me, and that's kind of how I like to have all my songs be, just very meaningful. And I write from my personal experiences, so I feel like that's why it's filled with so much emotion, is because each song is derived from something that I've been through, whether it was good or bad. And I'm so happy it's finally out. I've been waiting to release it for a very long time. And I released it on my birthday, which was pretty cool. So it was like a little gift to myself, which was nice. And I've been getting a lot of feedback, great feedback from it, so I'm happy.
Definitely. Can you go into any of the personal experiences that led to the album?
Yeah. So I feel like one of the major ones is Creep. That was the first single that was released off of the album. And that song is about my struggle with anxiety and depression and PTSD and kind of how I've dealt with it. And I wanted the song to kind of serve as a visual aid for people who may not understand what it's like to go through panic attacks and have anxiety. Because in my experience, I just felt like a lot of people would say like, oh, just forget about it, or it's fine, just be positive. And that doesn't always work, even if people mean well, it's really hard to tell somebody that, and have them take that advice because they would only fix it if they could, So that song is all about anxiety, and I really wanted to kind of shed light on that topic because sometimes I feel like it can be a taboo and people don't really want to talk about it. And I wanted to make sure that I did and share my experience. And Wolves on the record, that's the first track on the record. That's a very personal experience too, of just being like, there was a point, where I really didn't think I was ever going to get better with my depression and my anxiety. And I just felt like, I just kind of laid it all out, and I was like, God, like, please just help me, and just cover me and give me your peace, because it was a really dark time for me. So a lot of the songs on there, they're all about my personal experiences, and I feel like Creep and Wolves are definitely the top two that really showcase that, but all of them are derived from something that I've been through in my life.
I'm glad to hear you're in a better space now. And has it been difficult through the pandemic with dealing with these issues?
I feel like my last really bad panic attack was probably like 3 years ago, because I really worked hard on my mental health and made sure that I put that as a priority in my life, and I wasn't just kind of putting it away and forgetting about it. I was actually dealing with the issue. So I feel like I've been doing very well, and during the pandemic in the beginning, I definitely felt a little uneasy because it was such a strange time, and my grandpa had passed during the very start of the pandemic due to COVID. So the first beginning months were very challenging. But I think, for me, with seasonal affective disorder, I live in New Jersey, and during the winter it's freezing and it's gray, and it has snowed almost every single week in the wintertime now. So that usually bothers me, but I have to say, I've been really staying active and working on music, and that's been taking my mind off of anything that could distract me or make me feel anxiety or anything like that. So I did pretty well during the pandemic, and I wasn't expecting it. But you know, like I said, I've worked really hard on my mental health to get to where I am now, to where I'm able to function, you know, and I feel like it's so important to put that first.
And probably doing the music has really helped you express yourself, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I worked on this literally throughout the pandemic and like in the heart of it. You know, we finished a lot of stuff, I would say maybe like November. So like from March throughout the entire summer, it was just work, work, work on the record. And I wouldn't have had it any other way because it gave me something to do when like you weren't supposed to do anything, you know, because you were just sitting home the whole time. And it really helped me channel whatever I was feeling into the vocals. And I feel like that's probably why there's a lot of emotion in the record too, is because it was done in a period of time where everything was so uncertain, you know, and I was just kind of releasing what I felt into the record. So
Yeah, and I live in New Jersey as well. And this has been a brutal winter with the nonstop snow and
oh
ice and
my
cold.
gosh, it's ridiculous. I don't even, I'm like looking outside my window now, there's still snow on the ground. It's been warmer, you know, recently, and I've been able to like go outside and take walks and stuff, but I mean, I'm like waiting for all the snow to melt, and hopefully it doesn't snow like a big snowstorm again, but I feel like it's bound to happen.
Like you said, it's tough. You just got to stay busy during this cold weather.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, everybody just wants to stay inside, and now that like you can't even go out and do things really, you know, it makes you, I feel like for me, it made me more lazy, and then having music was like, okay, you know, you got to get up and do stuff, and I was very thankful for that.
And tell us a little bit about your latest single, Let Me Down.
Yeah, so Let Me Down, I wrote around 2 years ago with one of my favorite songwriters, Joe, and I wrote it after I had gotten over somebody I had feelings for some time, and the person was just constantly letting me down, and that's kind of what the song is about. And that song was honestly, in writing, it was my revelation to see like I deserved more, and that you know, I wasn't going to be stuck in a situation where I was the one putting in all the effort, you know, and it wasn't being reciprocated. And obviously, the song is not in favor of the guy that it's about. But I always say, you know, I like thank him for that experience because it led me to that song. And we did it like an acoustic video for it, closer to how I originally wrote it. And that was a blast. I did that with my producer, Ron, here in New Jersey, and my friend Andy, and my friends at the Lampshade Sessions. And it was a lot of fun creating that song, and I love how it turned out. And it's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
Thank you.
And now that the EP's out, what's your future plans?
Yeah, so I feel like for me, you know, I always say like this was a new era for me musically. This EP and this release, it's definitely more rock alternative and just a little bit of pop in there. And it's a lot more edgy than what I've done before. So going forward, one of my main things is just consistently releasing music. I feel like I finally found my genre and my place in music, and what I want to release. So now it's just consistently releasing, and I'll be heading to Nashville this month to do a duet with one of my friends. He's a country singer. And I'm just passionate about music, and like I said, I want to keep releasing, and as soon as COVID lifts a little bit and the restrictions lift, I would love to just go and play shows, you know. I'm really itching to do that, so I'm hoping that that's soon.
Yes, hopefully soon, definitely.
Yeah, I miss live music. I miss live shows. I'm like a huge concert person, and I probably go to like 20 concerts like a year. So like I just love music so much, and I love like being in the crowd and experiencing that live, and not being able to do that has been very, very annoying to me. So I'm hoping that soon live music comes back, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And for me, I was going to like sometimes 3, 4 concerts a week, different festivals in different countries, different states. So for me, it's really been hard not having live music.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's always like, you know, something you look forward to, and you're like, okay, you know, like I have this show planned, and you know, like the experience. My last show, I was a huge Jonas Brothers fan when I was little, so my last show before the pandemic was the Jonas Brothers, and the one before that was Billy Joel. So as soon as like concerts come back again, Billy Joel is going to be one of the first people I want to go see again. So like I said, I'm really hoping that that comes back sometime soon.
Yeah, I've seen Billy Joel. Amazing show.
Yes, so good. I mean, this audience, I like couldn't even believe that I was there and that I was like able to like sit there and listen to his music. Like it felt like an honor and a privilege. I'm a huge Billy Joel fan. And so is my family. So sitting in that audience was amazing and I can't wait to experience that again.
What are some artists you have on your bucket list that you'd like to see in concert?
I feel like there's so many. And there are some people that I've seen already. I'd love to see Greta Van Fleet again. I'm a huge Greta Van Fleet fan. Billy Joel for sure. I'd love to go see Pearl Jam sometime soon. I also love Kaleo. I was supposed to go see them, and then the pandemic hit. Len and Stella, I was supposed to go see her before the pandemic hit. So many different bands. Blacktop Mojo as well. So many different ones. I'm like planning everything in my head of when I'm gonna go, but there's no time frame, you know, and everything's so up in the air. But those are definitely my main ones that I want to see after the restrictions lift a little bit.
Yeah, awesome bands. Now, for you, if people want to find you online, look you up, get your music on social media, how do they do that?
So the record and the singles are out on every major music platform. On Instagram, I'm Syd Sherwood Music. On Twitter, I'm S Sherwood Music. Facebook, I'm Sydney Sherwood. And then all of the updates and anything that you want to stay up to date on really is on my website, SydneySherwood.com.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing what you're going to be doing in the future, and it was good talking with you, and everybody look her up.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. And for everyone watching right now, if you can go to the video description, I've linked her music, so check that out.